Shouldn't you be watching
The Marshal Commander.
Heavy? Yeah, let's take a look. What do you know? All clear! Just like the last 100 times I looked at it.
What's up, everybody? It's the Marshal Commander, back with another Star Wars video. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today's video is gonna go over the best clone troopers. Now, when I say best, I don't mean fan favorites. Everyone knows who the fan favorites are. I mean the most talented, the most skilled, the absolute peak clone troopers. These clones were perfect creations, perfect products shaped into even better warriors. So let's hop into it and look at the best clone troopers. Number 5. Starting out this list, we have Commander Bly, designation CC5052. Bly could debatably make it on the top 3 of this list, since he is nearly as skilled as the other troops on this list, but he's not quite as talented as them. What makes him unique is his unrivaled strategic mind, his unique personality, and his will to always survive. Bred and trained to fight on Kamino, Bly was one of the first wave of clones trained by Alpha 17, and even adopted the name Alpha gave to him. He had a unique personality, and he was caring and compassionate, so much so that it is implied that he had a relationship that would be considered wrong to the Jedi Order. A quote from Republic Commando True Colors is proof of this. Master Windu, I respect clone troopers as much as any Jedi, and perhaps even more in some cases, but a certain distance is required from our troops, clone or not. General Sakura is becoming a little too close to Commander Bly, and while I applaud her dedication to the men under her command, this can only end in tears. Yet, even with such a unique love and compassion for his general, and the respect that he gives to his brothers beside him, he could be cold, mistrusting, and he always put the mission first, even before his and others' well-being. But his personality and individuality is only one reason he makes this list. Bly also served on many of the most dangerous planets. Felucia, one of the most naturally dangerous places in the galaxy due to its extreme environments. He served in the Battle of Quell, even surviving the hordes of droids boarding and the crash onto the planet Meridon, where he, Aayla Secura, Ahsoka Tano, Captain Rex, and Anakin Skywalker fought off even more droids. In Star Wars Republic issue 65, he also fought on New Halstis, proving he was even more fierce than the super commandos known as the Mandalorian Protectors. 3 issues later, he was serving on Hanogar, I think that's how you pronounce that, and survived a battle with Quinlan Vos, even shooting him when he was moving faster than the eye could perceive, a blur to the normal person. And there are so much more deployments. If this video reaches enough likes, maybe I'll even dive into these clones more. Overall, there are many reasons Bly made this list. Even after his many achievements in the Clone Wars, he continued to serve the Empire, having even more run-ins with Force users. If there's any clone you want by your side, it is definitely Commander Bly. Number 4. Next up, we have Marshal Commander Neo, designation CC8826. Neo, like all other clone troopers, was created and trained on Kamino. Unlike other clones, though, he was one of the first 100 graduates from the Clone Commander training. On top of this, he was one of the commanders who stood out, doing the best, right behind Marshal Commander Bakara. Not surprising, though, as he also took inspiration from and respected Bakara a tremendous amount. During his training, he developed a personality that was disturbingly cold. On top of this, we know Marshal Commanders and Alpha Arcs were the only ones who could be compared to or even surpass Null Arcs, who in themselves were just like Jango Fett. And Neo was one of the most feared and respected commanders of them all. He also had some of the most experience out of other commanders and was additionally trained in reconnaissance along with all other troops assigned to the 91st. During the Clone Wars, we know Neo served on many Outer Rim planets, including Seleucami, where we saw in Revenge of the Sith. He served under Adi Gallia, one of the few people who he was assumed to be close to other than Bakara, until her death by Savage Opress. He then served under Mace Windu and Stas Ali, even killing Ali when Order 66 was issued. After Order 66, he served the Empire as one of its most loyal troops. His raw talent, cold, no margin for error personality, and additional training with reconnaissance and vehicles made him one of the most skilled clones in the Republic. And that's why he's on this list. Number 3. Alpha 17, designation A-17, the ideal ARC trooper that every clone strives to be. The best of a batch of 88, trained by Jango Fett himself to be a perfect soldier and individual. Alpha was originally pulled out of stasis to fight the overwhelming amounts of droids during the Battle of Kamino. He was the only thing standing between the destruction of clone troopers as a whole. Willing to destroy the facility if the Republic lost this battle, he and his fellow Alpha-class Advanced Recon Commandos motivated the young clones to arm themselves and fight. He quite literally saved the third generation of clones and is the reason the Republic stood a chance in that battle. After the Battle of Kamino, he continued to serve alongside Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi on Omadun, Jabim, and many other battles. While serving on Jabim, though, he and Kenobi were presumed killed, but were actually captured and tortured by Asajj Ventress. Neither broke to the overwhelming torture, and they ended up escaping. Shortly after, Alpha was assigned back to Kamino, where he trained current and upcoming clone commanders to be better combatants, strategists, and more independent. Due to Anakin's compassion in giving him the name Alpha, he began naming the commanders, wanting them to be individuals in themselves. Some of these commanders were Cody, Gree, Bly, Neo, and Bakara. Though only a captain and eventually even surpassed by some of the brothers he trained, Alpha was given the title of lead instructor of Topoka City. Sometime during the Outer Rim sieges, Alpha came back to active combat, where he served as a captain alongside Kenobi and Bail Organa. Eventually, Alpha was pulled from active combat again after being critically wounded by General Grievous. As said before, he was considered the perfect clone, and every clone aimed to surpass him, which only a couple could. There was no way he wouldn't make this list. On top of this, Captain Rex was originally supposed to be Alpha 17. Sadly, we didn't get that because George Lucas was not a fan of the alliteration. Anakin, Ahsoka, R2, already all starting with A's, and being big parts of the show, they didn't want the main clone trooper to start with an A as well. Number 2. Null 11, also known as Ordo Scarada, was one of the 6 surviving Null-class arcs out of only 12. The batch was made up of 100 clones, 88 of them were labeled Alpha-class arcs. The Null-class arcs were deemed failures due to their uncommandable nature at their young ages, but 6 of them, including Ordo, were saved by Cal Scarada, who became a father figure and mentor to them. Ordo and the other Nulls were flash-trained like all clones. They underwent normal clone training and were additionally given live ordnance training, Mandalorian military training, survival training, and combat training. Not only did they get the basics, though, they received special training in assassination, anti-terrorism, black ops, covert ops, slicing, and espionage. They underwent torture, near-death experiences, everything to make them hardened soldiers. They were experts in hand-to-hand, all types of weapons, and even became efficient in battling in zero gravity. It didn't stop there, though. They were trained to quite literally make their own realities in their head and to use their creativity, independence, and physicals to their advantage. Their alterations made them stronger, faster, and bigger than most basic clone troopers. Most. On top of this, each Null was very intelligent and could learn things extremely quickly, leading to them growing unique skills at early ages. Ordo was the top dog of the Nulls, and there is very few clones I'd put above him. Neo, Alpha, and Bakara may be the only 3, though some could be up for debate. Ordo is undoubtedly one of the greatest clone troopers, but there is one better, one who put in the work, put in the hours, and took what's his. But before we get to number 1, here's some honorable mentions that barely missed the list and definitely deserve some recognition. Alpha 26, Maze, an Alpha-class arc that could potentially be considered better than even Alpha 17, though I would say Alpha 17 does have him beat. It's debatable. Commander Fox, CC-1010, a very underrated commander, hated by a lot of Clone Wars fans. Fierce, brave, and loyal to the Republic, he would be willing to patrol the most dangerous parts of Coruscant if ordered, or accompany senators to the most dangerous planets. Commander Cody, CC-2224, the Marshal Commander of the 7th Sky Corps, one of the most iconic and strategic clones on the battlefield. Everyone knows him, everyone loves him. Commander Rex, CT-7567, up there with Cody as one of the most iconic clones. Formerly captain, promoted to commander of the 501st Legion at the end of the Clone Wars, Rex is one of the best clones there is out there, but he did not make the list. Captain Fordo, Arc 77, another Alpha Class Arc who was considered to be a great leader and a one-man army on the battlefield. And of course, every Marshal Commander, Null Arc, Alpha Arc, Senior Commander, Commando, or 2nd Gen Arc Trooper who hasn't been listed here, you're all some of the best in the Clone Army. Now finally, number 1. Last but not least, we have Commander Bakara, CC 1138. Undoubtedly one of the most talented clones in the Grand Army, Commander Bakara tops this list due to his ruthlessness, skill, reputation, and achievements throughout the Clone Wars. He was considered a perfect clone. He surpassed Alpha 17, taught Neo, and continued growing his skills. First, Bakara received the usual training that all clone troopers received. He also received Marshal Commander training and Special Forces training before being personally trained by Journeyman Protector Court Davin. Soon after, Bakara learned all environmental stages of fighting: space, sea, land, everything a soldier needed to know. This led to him being put in command of the 21st Nova Corps, also known as the Galactic Marines, which became the most feared unit in the Grand Army of the Republic under his command. Shortly after the Clone Wars began, Bakara also underwent Alpha 17's program, not only graduating early and faster than everyone else, but surpassing Alpha himself. With all these achievements, his reputation continued to grow. Every soldier within the Galactic Marines was expected to be perfect. Failure to meet that standard led to Bakara transferring them to another unit. He and his men fought in the deadliest battle of the Clone Wars, lasting for 3 years, and debatably one of the most important battles in the war altogether, the Battle of Megiddo. During the Battle of Megiddo, Bakara and his Marines assisted the 501st in Operation Hammer Tong, the first step in creating the Death Star's super laser. Bakara was also sent to serve in the Battle of New Born-Alex, but not only did he serve there, him and his Marines were given prototype weapons that failed. Due to this, Bakara ordered his men to take out every single droid and Mandalorian with their bare hands, which they did, and succeeded. They literally tore apart the battle droids and Mandalorians. This number 1 place is no debate. Bakara earned it. His talent is unmatched. He is the clone who is worth 100 Jedi. He served the Republic and the Empire better than all others could even dream of. And that is the end of the video. Is there any clone troopers you think should have made the list? There's some I definitely missed that I wanted to put on here, but I didn't want to take up too much time. If you enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like, subscription, and comment. I'd love to dig into the Clone Wars era as a whole and give you all detailed videos of every single clone trooper, so make sure to let me know if you'd like that. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. Goodbye everyone. May the Force be with you. I'll see you in the next one.